Yosef Aaron, you know Yosef Aaron? So they sponsored a podcast that we're doing, and they agreed that part of the sponsorship would go towards. It's called the whole sponsorship. The whole podcast is called the Real Kindness Podcast or Real Chesed Podcast. So they gave money, and they said to Yosef Aaron, "You can decide what to do with it." And now he's all day helping soldiers, and even while we're in the restaurant, he paid for a whole bunch of soldiers' meals. While we're sitting there, like they came, it wasn't a cheap restaurant. He paid for all their food. Yeah. So he's been so, but they said you can use it for you and the podcaster. So he sent a picture of us. We took our wives out.
Beautiful.
And there's even now still enough money left over to go to another time.
Beautiful.
In another few weeks, we went to Rosa.
Where's that?
It's a more fancy meat restaurant, near the Gush. No, it's by Gush, by the summit of Gush.
By the summit of Gush.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I wouldn't afford such a thing or be able to do it. So it really was a big chesed. And
wow, amazing.
yeah, my wife is so happy. She's going through something right now, and it gave her that extra boost, physically. And so I want to thank Hashem. These tzaddikim, I come to the door. I was just joking around. I'm running to open it. You've got such special people in your machon.
Yeah.
I feel bad. It's like Guttel Torah. But Hashem
no, what do you mean? That's also Torah.
Yeah, they live up to him. They both ran to open the door. Anyway.
Okay, shkoyach. Well, I'm happy to hear that. That's wonderful.
So I chose a Torah. I hope you don't mind.
Please.
It's the reason why I chose it is just a very happy, Torah. Right now you're about Baruch Hashem to enter into Zman of Simcha, and when you have a Simcha, they call you a Baal Simcha.
Okay.
Rav Fisher Shechter once said when he was making all his weddings, someone came up to him, "Who's the Baal Simcha?" He said, "Oh, you're the Baal Simcha." He says, "No, I'm the Baal Chov. She's the Baal Simcha." But you're not in that stage, Baruch Hashem. So these words, you'll never be in that stage. You always have abundance, and part of the abundance comes from the Kriyat Yam Suf. So we're going to learn about the Kriyat Yam Suf. This week's Parshat Beshalach, beautiful Taf Reish Nun Beis. It's a beautiful, beautiful Torah. Az Yashir. Remember, this song is Az Yashir is Loshen Asid. It's a song we're going to sing in the future. It's a famous concept. Rashi brings it, and I think that one of the important klalim I think you're getting by being here in Machon Mirat Haaretz and being by Rav Shlomo and the general Chevra here, there's definitely a feeling of Mashiach.
Sure.
Before we finish this Torah, I want to make sure that we look up at those Makoros for the previous Torah. So we can just clarify the Maral, but we'll get to that.
Did he send it to you?
Right? Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
So we'll look at it together. That will come in attractions. But all we should know is that we were spot on.
Okay, yeah. You were spot on.
No, together. It was a joint effort.
You were spot on.
We did it together. Baruch Hashem.
Okay, here we go. So Taf Reish Nun Bet. The Pasuk Az Yashir Dakdek Rashi Zichronav Bracha Mashikatuv Lashon Atid.
By the way, there's a hint in Rashi in this week's Parsha.
A hint?
Yeah.
To what?
It says Biyad Ramah. It's a famous. I have to give you this Chassid Torah if we're going to learn this. It's right at the beginning of the Parsha. It says Biyad Ramah, first Aliyah, and it says in Targum Bereish Gilei. Bereish Gilei. I'm sure someone's going to say it in the Shabbat at some point. You'll hear it. Bereish Gilei. Bereish is Rashi Tevis, Reb Shlomo ben Yesochi, which is Rashi's name. So in the Kach of the Reb Shlomo ben Yesochi, Rashi, we have the power to go out of this goddess, Biyad Ramah, in the hand of.
It's a hint to what though? It's a hint to Gu'ul?
The key that we're going to go out of goddess is
Biyad Ramah.
Biyad Ramah. Bereish Gilei, Rashi Tevis, Reb Shlomo ben Yesochi. It's also Rashbi. It's also Reb Yitzchak ben Shlomo, which is the Arizal, and it's also the Baal Shem Tov. So that's why it's very Chassidish. But here we're learning Rashi. So here we're learning Rashi. So Reb Yitzchak ben Shlomo, that was his. Oh, sorry, Reb Shlomo ben Yitzachi.
Okay, beautiful. So he says, "B'vazuk Az Yashir Dakdek Rashi Zichronav Bracha Mashikatuv Lashon Atid."
Yeah.
Ve'ein Ze Devar HaHoveh Tamid.
Yeah.
So he says, and it's not a matter that is present always.
Yes.
Meaning Rashi says this is referring to.
Tactic.
He says
Az Yashir, Lashon.
He says Lashon Atid, meaning it's speaking about a future tense concept, but he says it's not Ha'hoveh Tamid, meaning it's not present always. Meaning this idea of Az Yashir, the content of it is not present now. It's only present in the future. That's the concept.
Yes, and it's very important to realize that Lashon Asid, you see it in the extra Yud. It said Az Shir, Az Yashir.
Right.
The extra Yud is the Lashon Atid. Yud always brings usually the Lashon of Atid.
Right.
So we're tuning into this concept of the song La Asid. This time that we're going to sing this final song, which you all know is and it's brought down as the 10th song, like we have the 10th Paraduma.
Right.
There's this concept of 10. We mentioned, it's funny, it connects to the Maharal concept. Everything's included in the 10. So we're going to get to that Gilui of the 10 B'Shleimus. The 10th song is going to be the Asid. It's in the future. So it's not right now. It's taking us to a future time of Mashiach.
Perish Aleya Libo Sheyashir. So he explains about it in his heart.
I think the Perish Ala Belibo Sheyashir. It will go up to its heart. I think that's how you read it. Perish Ala Belibo Sheyashir.
Meaning the explanation is that it will go up in his heart, that it is straight.
That it was Yashir is straight, but also to sing. That he will sing. It's the same as Yashir. The same lashon as before in the pasuk of Az Yashir. That it will go. What does it mean? Then we will sing. It will go up into his heart to sing.
Okay.
By the way, there's also. Can I tell you one other cloud? I don't know if he's going to bring it here, but it's a very important Chassidish cloud on this pasuk. Since we're learning Ashkafa about Chassidus, and it will come up in other Torahs. The Az, which he's not focusing on Az, he's focusing on the Yashir. That's the Lashon Asid, yeah?
Okay.
But the Az is the concept that Aleph is Rokev Ala Zayin. It's a famous Torah from Chassidus. Rav Shlomo actually had it as a gematria this week in the Beshalach. The Aleph is riding on the Zayin. It's a concept of like Hashem riding on this world. Like riding on because the Aleph, Az is always a lotion of the Aleph riding on the Zion. It's just a concept. The Alfin, who's the Alfin? Hashem is riding on the Zion, like this world, the 7,000 years, 7 days. It's always this world. It's a concept. It's just a concept.
So he says, "V'hazal darshu mikan." So v'hazal darshu. Mikan, I don't know what that means. You know what the Rosh Table means?
Chazal Dash Mikan the
Torah.
Chomim Mefashim. I don't know. It's a good one. Tanchunim Midrash Tanchunim. No, this is where we're going to use our Mechon Chevra, and they're going to tell us the Rosh Tables. Because unfortunately, I don't know this one. I was preparing it, but I didn't see this one.
The first mimer of 1,500. What does that mean? 1,500. Keeping this tradition in mind, the following first-person description of the prelude
In the future. Yeah, he's a good.
Kriyat
Kriyat Yam Suf. These guys are clever.
Kriyat Yam Suf?
Yeah.
The description is borrowed
They are mamish clever. I just wouldn't have seen it. Darsha Mekan from Kriyat Yam, the Machana rock stars. Kriyat Yam Suf.
So it says, Mikan, let's Kriyat Yam Suf.
I got it in 5 seconds.
V'yan hu,
כי בעולם הזה
בעולם הזה אין
שמחה
השירה
שלמות.
בשלמות. Meaning the matter is that in this world we don't have complete simcha, shira b'shleimut, and
You can relate to that, yeah?
singing in completeness.
Then sometimes just pause for a second. Can you relate to that concept? That there's no. You're going to make a simcha, Mr. Hashem, and it should be
Well,
simcha
but you always have the
shleimut.
sorrows. You always know
Inside, you know there's a war
you know,
going
there's,
on.
Your friends who can't make it.
Yeah. All the family that aren't here, that you wish were here. There's no real simcha b'shleimus until when? Az Yashir, until Mashiach.
Az Yashir.
So we're singing that final song.
Kamashakatu Fazal, and this is what Fazal says: Yismach Hashem b'ma'asav l'atid.
It's a Lashon Hasid also. Yismach. It's also Lashon
Like in
Hasid.
future times, people will be happy b'ma'asav l'atid. Like
It's interesting because Yismach is also Osias Mashiach as well.
Yismach is like the same words as Mashiach. You're saying?
Yeah, same word as Mashiach. Chassidus also talks about that. Another reason why the Aleph is Rokiv ala Zayin, because Aleph is the concept of Mila, because it's a Shem, Aluf, and whenever you go above Zayin, the 7, the world of Teva, then you go into that world of Shmini. And Gematria Az is Shmini, is Shmona, excuse me. So it's this concept of La'asid is always connected to this world beyond, and where this level beyond, and this Shlemus beyond, and so too this Simcha that's going to be beyond. This 8th note, yeah.
Again, יש זמנים שבני ישראל יכולים להרגיש בשמחה ושירה העתידה. So he says, nevertheless, like there are
really
times
important. Yeah.
Bnei Israel is able to sort of feel, to taste that straight simcha that's like going to be in the future.
Yeah, and this is something which this is really important.
Like meaning,
Yeah,
we
this
have
is really,
moments
really
where
important.
like we're able to like taste the
To feel the hargish, to feel the simcha, the shira atida. We're feeling a little bit. This is really important
This
concept.
is like the
When it's in the
Shabbat brachas, right?
Sure.
So it speaks about like the bracha of
There's a lot of Mashiach going on in the Shabbat.
like that we should be just like we're happy now, like we should be zocha, that like we should feel that joy going through the streets of Jerusalem, but like
When you were a
taste it
rabbi
now.
in Dubai, did you were involved in simchas like
I
that?
did a chuppah in
Nice.
Miami a few months ago.
Nice.
A couple from the UAE.
Not Dubai, Abu Dhabi.
And
Let's get confused.
yeah, I did a chuppah, and it was a lot of work.
Wow.
Months and months. I was learning with them, whatever. But
Nice.
we went through all the brachos, went through the whole thing, and yeah, that's the like that's like one of the moments in life where we get to taste it, and then we say
Feel
like,
the
and then we
simcha
say
v'shira
like
atida.
basically that bracha basically comes to say like halavai, we should be zocha to like feel that simcha all the time.
You feel that a little bit when you have a baby as well, especially if it's a bris. I mean, a kiddush also, but a bris is really special because you're connecting into this olam hashmini, this mila, which is beyond the 8th day. It's something beyond. Like Leonovi comes to the bris, you feel something way beyond. There's a video actually online. Yeah, I can show you. My kids said they came across it just the other day, and it's interesting. I was listening to Moshe Weinberger before. He's amazing. Baruch Hashem, that's what's on my YouTube. I don't know if it will come up in the shul, but it's just Shmuel. We'll let it load, and maybe afterwards we'll watch it. It's just chizuk because it was my son's bris, and my son just found it the other day, and it's me like saying the brachas and the bris, and I look like I'm in another world. Like I'm not like a Sabbath. It was just something. The bris itself took me out to this place which we're talking about here. That's why I'm bringing it up.
So you got to taste.
So let's see if it loads or if it doesn't. So we're going to taste it and feel at that moment of simcha. I'm just giving it that encouragement that you hopefully will feel that by yours. Please God, by your simcha, is a little taste of lasted love. And that it's important that we have those moments.
Absolutely.
Because you can't just keep grinding in this world and never feel any Oro Shel Mashiach or anything beyond, just day in, day out life. There has to be these moments where we break through and reach these higher levels that Hashem is going to give to us soon. Please go on a constant level. So now he's going to help us tune it into Shabbos. Yeah.
So he says, and this is what's written when we
In
say
the prayers of Shabbos.
You
see
will
that?
be in the future tense.
So now we know I have a new kavanah.
It's also the same language of
In your
Mashiach.
Yismechu.
Malchusecha,
In your kingship.
right?
Shomer Shabbos.
Shomer Shabbos.
Yeah. And he says it. He says it beferish, what you were just hinting at.
Simcha la'atid bemalchuto yitbarach.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, you will rejoice in this simcha in the future of the kingship of Hashem.
Yeah. We're going to get to access this. Here he is, it loaded. that Bris Rav Sima is Shmuel Zalman Mordechai. He's a big tzaddik. This guy, like a big tzaddik. One of the biggest tzaddikim, in my opinion, of our generation. Rav Shlomo's been to him. Rav Weinberg has big kesher with him. He's a big tzaddik. And there's somewhere here. There's also a video of me. Oh yeah, Midnight Rabbi Rav Sima. That's the video of me making the breakfast. And we'll see if it loads.
It says, yeah. B'nai Yisrael Helet Gadol. So he says there will be for B'nai Yisrael this big portion. B'schut shehem Shomrei Shabbat. Like in the merit that they are Shomrei Shabbos, they will get this big merit in the future to come. L'chein kivan sheShabbat hu ma'ayin halam haba.
Oh, me'ayin halam haba.
And he says, and therefore, like we see, since Shabbat is this element of me'ayin halam haba.
The small amount of me'ayin halam haba.
Yicholin lehargish me'ayin ota. Hasimcha ha'atida.
Look at me, I'm going nuts. I'm like completely in another world. No, I've got long pairs. I've got pairs, but I'll hide them.
Where is this?
This is the new shul in Yerushalayim. I mean, I was in Kola all day. I was like in another world back in those days. I was flying. Energy going on there. It's holy, holy breath. So all those people there are choshev people. It was beyond in those days. Baruch Hashem.
You remember it?
Oh, of course. It's in my kish. Those moments are like in your neshama. Like the first time my son ever smiled at me. You're never going to forget these moments, guys. Hashem. This is what life's all about, really. Okay, so Simcha la'asim achzor yizim. V'nei Yisrael chelik gadol. Shem shmor Shabbos.
Like Shabbos is like a taste of this world to come.
Yeah.
Like this is like speaking about it's making a connection between Az Yashir is this song that we're going to hear
Of the future.
in the future, and yet there are moments in a Yid's life where he's able to taste what that's like. And Shabbos is sort of an element of that because Shabbos, in a certain sense, is a taste of Olam Haba.
Right.
Yecholin l'argish ma'ayin ota hasimcha ha'atida. Right, that a Jew on Shabbos is able to feel a little bit, like something of that simcha ha'atida, like of the simcha that will be in the future.
So I want to do tshuva on something.
Yom shekulo Shabbos.
Can I do tshuva?
Okay.
You don't mind me sharing something? Because this morning I was learning Tanya. It's the Chibur Chassidus. We're focusing on Chassidus here. This is one day we'll learn other Sfarim, but right now we're learning Chassidus. And so I was saying, Tanya. I was learning Tanya, and I was saying that really with Tanya, the whole thing is to get out of your emotions. It's to get rule over your emotions. Moach shola olaleh. Brain rules over heart. I think we mentioned it last time. So come Shabbos, and Hashem's giving you all these hagashas, all these feelings. So I was saying this morning that Yiddishkeit is not touchy-feely. What is it? It's true emotions. That's what it is. That's what I was saying this morning. It's not touchy-feely because it's the real emotions.
It's the real deal.
You're tasting something that's netzchias, it's eternal. Me'ein olam haba. You're tasting something that's forever. The emotions when you do something in Yiddishkeit, it's eternal moments. It's not just I feel this way, so I am. Like it's more like like woke kind of mindset. Right. It's a connection to truth, to Torah Emmes, and it's a simcha atida. The lashonos here are beautiful, and it's so important for your own home, for your students, please God, in the future, to be able to relay those emotions a little bit. Yeah, to relay that simcha, to be able to feel it, and to be able to give it over to your family, to yourself. I hope we're having that here in Shabbat David. I hope we're working on it. Yeah.
לכן דרשו הזו וביום שמחתכם על השבת. שמחתכם על השבת, right? Azal made a drasha ובيום שמחתכם על השבת.
Simchtchem al Shabbat. The Chazal in this day,
the day that you will rejoice, it's the day of Shabbat.
Yeah, and we say this kind of lashon. I think we even say it on the certain days of Simchatem and Zichronim, like we say in the Tefillas of Rosh Hashanah, special days that have a Simcha Yasera and a Neshama Yasera, and Chazal are giving us an opportunity. So we don't talk so much about the Simcha Shel Shabbos. If you look in the language, it's Aneg al Hashem, Oneg Shabbos. But what's beautiful is what Sfas Emmes is doing right now. He's bringing the Simcha of Shabbos,
bringing forward,
and he's emphasizing that, not the Oneg, the Simcha. even though it's not something which is as beferish.
לכן דרשו חז"ל, וביום שמחתכם על השבת.
Why is it Simcha Tei?
Therefore, Chazal made a drasha. Ubeyom simchatechem,
You would be happy
on the
on
day
on
of
Shabbos.
your rejoicing on Shabbat.
Shehu
Ma'ayin olam,
so Ma'ayin Olam, this Ma'ayin Olam,
it's a taste of this world,
Yom
like a world
Shekulu Shabbos, where it's always going to be Shabbos.
like euphemism for Mashiach, right?
Yeah, it's a day that's going to always be Shabbos. So that you have to think about what that means, what's coming. And we say this in davening. We say this in the Shira Yom on Shabbos.
Right.
Actually, we don't say it on the actual Shira Yom. Excuse me, I'll correct that. We say it in a special nusach. If you look in your siddur, I don't know if you have one here. But in the siddur, it goes through all the different days of the week, the different shir we sing, and then it says Yom Shekulu Shabbos Mizmor Shir Yom Shabbos. And that shows us that we're tapping into something that's going to be always. It's going to be a reality where we'll never have to work again. We're going to be in a state of Devekus and Shabbos, Simcha. Like this is what's coming attractions.
As Yismach Hashem Ma'asav, and then Hashem will have joy in His actions.
Yeah, in His creations basically, in His in us.
Ma'asav is His creation.
Yeah. That's the translation. Yeah. Yismach Hashem Ma'asav. We say it every day actually in the Hallelujahs. And once again, Tzadikim Mechavein Mashiach. Mashiach is going to be that time where we're going to have that Slosh and Asid.
ועל ידי שבני ישראל שומעים ומצרפים לזו השמחה.
And this connects to a similar thing we
This
learned.
is connected to the fact that, like, via the hands of the fact that Bnei Israel is going to guard and also mitzafin.
Yeah.
Mitzafin is like to yearn.
Yeah.
For this,
Very good.
Lazu has simcha. This is the simcha.
So I was going to learn with you on Friday, last week, and we didn't get to. So I'll just tell you one of the nakudas that fits perfectly with this. That this is all Hashem is doing is waiting for us to want His.
To want what He has to offer, and then He's like open.
And He's waiting for us.
Right.
So that's what He cares about. He's thinking of us. He wants to have that moment of yichud with us, that moment of eternity with us. So He's waiting for us to just want it. That's all. It's just up to us to just want it.
100%.
It's so beautiful. The relationship is so real.
Ha'ara mizeh. So it will be revealed to them that the light that will come from.
Very good.
Ube'emet lefanav yitbarach shemo avar ve'atid ve'haveh hakol echad.
Beautiful.
Right? And he says, and really, in front of Hashem, yitbarach shemo.
Beautiful concept.
Avar ve'atid ve'haveh, like the past, the future, and the present, it's all one.
Beautiful.
Meaning he doesn't really necessarily make a distinction. Although, does that mean to say that? But there is a distinction between this moment, the moment that's going to be in 2 minutes,
For us.
the moment that was 2 minutes behind. For us, there is a distinction. But I'm saying that 2 minutes from now, distinction is different than the distinction of Mashiach. No.
So ultimately,
I mean, like in front of Hashem,
it's very
Hashem
important.
will know when
We don't want
Mashiach's
to. When we go start talking about Hashem, we start to can get a bit confused because with Hashem, the past, present, and future is all one, and there's no bechira. There's just Yediyah. There's just pure Yediyah.
It's all one.
It's all one. Everything ultimately, and that will make oneness of everything that was. Because you have to understand, really, what is these 6,000 years? What are we doing?
So it'll make one.
What are we doing these 6,000 years? But no, I want to explain the concept. What are we doing these 6,000 years? It's the concept connects into the Maharal again. We have to bring it back to the Maharal. No, but those 6,000 are like the 6 days of the week. Same thing.
Right.
It's all about getting us to Shabbos, Yom Shekulu Shabbos.
No, yeah, we're getting close.
And then the Eitz Hadas, Tovara, and all these things that pulled us down are going to be Malid. That's all we had to do back then was wait. We had to want and wait. So too now, we just have to have that patience and believe in Hashem's going to save us, and He will. And then we fix up what happened then, and all of creation gets to fix, and then it goes to Yom Shekulu Shabbos.
לכן באמת זו השירה והשמחה הוא דבר ההווה תמיד. Because therefore, really, this is the song and the simcha Hu davar hoveh tamid. Like it will be this thing that is present always.
And what would be so amazing is also Memela, where everything we did retroactively would be part of it.
Meaning, right, that's kind of
That's
part
so
of the
deep.
Tzigas Amesim kind of concept, right?
That's it.
All
Brilliant.
of those Neshamas, all those Masim Tovim, the whole thing.
And it will make sense of all of Golas. Everything will suddenly make sense. This whole story now will suddenly come clear what's really going on. And it was all part of Hashem's plan.
Right. Achazman Teva Masatir She'al Yedei Lehit Galut Simcha Ha'atida. So he says thus the time and the nature will be mastir, will be concealed al Yedei Lehit Galut Simcha Ha'atida, like via the hands of revealing this future Simcha. I don't understand that. Achazman Ve'ateba, like then the time and nature will be concealed via the hands of revelation of joy and future, like of this future joy.
Yes.
Meaning we won't like think in terms of what's natural, what's not natural, kind of thing. It'll all be revealed
In the future.
in the future. Well, כשיש זמנים שיש לכם עלייה
יש להם עלייה למעלה. So there are going to be times which are
He says, but there are times that we
above
have that are actually above.
there's 7. Remember I said there's this level of 8.
Right.
This level that's beyond. This is all Mara. This takes us again above the time frame of how we look at reality. It's a place of Malava Malka, which is the 8th level. It's that 8th note. It's that Maila Min Azman. Where's a place which is Maila Min Azman? The Aaron Kodesh, the Kodesh Kodoshim. It's Maila Min Azman, Maila Min Mokum, Maila Min everything, Maila Min Teva. It's beyond. There's certain there's certain times where we enter into that realm which is beyond time, and that's giving us access to all this Torah what we're talking about. Then we ourselves are able to experience the future Simcha, the joy.
The Kamosha Haya, the Kriyat Yam Suf,
brings us to the Parsha.
V'diksiv,
as it's written,
it says in the pasuk, V'yishma Hashem,
V'yosha Hashem,
V'yomahu, Shehaya Bo Gilui Milamala Minateva, right? So it's like this is referring to the fact that they, on that day, we will all, it will be like it is on that day. On that day, we say by Kriyat Yam Suf that they were redeemed, that they were
it was revealed. It was revealed
that they were redeemed by Hashem above the natures of Teva, right? Like
so what Hashem did on Kriyat Yam Suf, He opened up Teva, He opened up nature, and He showed us what it's going to be like in the future. But Yosh Hashem, and He came and saved us on that day, and He's Megale, He's Gilui, Goshen Gilui, Melamana Mina Teva, from this place, this realm beyond Teva. And we're entering into that Az Yashir, this song from the Asid, this Olam HaShemini. We're in this world of Nisim and miracles and wonders. No longer restricted by Olam HaTeva. That song is very overwhelming. So we burst into song when we're in such a place. That's what you do when you're overwhelmed by joy and Hashem's kindness. You start singing.
But Yisef and Midrash, Kriyat Yam Suf, Kamo Yom HaShabbat. It's brought down in the Midrash that the splitting of the sea is sort of in a certain sense like Yom Shabbat.
And the best part is we even say the words. So we're tapping into the Psukim every Shabbos. Especially Shabbos Shira, which is what the Shabbos is called.
So Pasuk Bo. What are those Roshei Tevos?
Ein Sham Sof Pasuk Parsha, Sof Parsha Bo. Ein Sham, go see over there the end of Parsha's Bo. Yeah.
Az Yashir. That's where you also have this Az Yashir. Allah Bilibo Mesimcha Ha'atida. It goes up on a person's heart, in their heart, this future simcha.
Yeah. So therefore, Az Yashir, when we're saying Az Yashir, it goes up into his heart a simcha from the future.
Right.
Because he's now in this realm which is just beyond Teva.
Right.
It's amazing. It's a time where you're no longer restricted by the restraints of this world. Yeah, and this is a concept as well. And it comes out.
Coming out from the strength
to reality, to Paul, to
Ella Poel,
Yeah.
Zoe Ella Poel would be two realities.
yeah. It's better. I mean, it's not exact translation. Paul means to like action, but it's better to translate to reality. That's how people translate it. It comes out from strength to reality, like there's a potential to reality. Right? It's now revealed. This because us is also. The whole thing of us, why is Yud Lashon Asid? Why is Yud Lashon Asid? This is also another context here. Sorry.
It's like small, it's like hanging out there.
And what is it? What's it
It's like
represent?
It's like above nature, right?
Oh yeah. Also, but what does it show? Like Chochmah stems from it. Seminal. When you have a seed that comes out, it's what is it with a P? A potential. It's a potential. It's a koach halapah. It's something that has potential to it, and it hasn't been revealed yet.
Fine.
It's something from the future that's going to be revealed. You make a child, the seminal thought brought this child into reality. It's all this potential this person can become. Yeah?
Right.
So too, we're finding coming birth in the worlds of Mashiach, a world of beyond. There's such potential what Klal Yisrael can be when we're not restrained anymore by this world. So it's like this gilui going on, this revelation.
Uksiv Hashira Hazot Ve'omru Lemor, right? It says in the pasuk, this song will be said and said.
Yeah, so we're going to say it and we're going to do it together. It's Kabaldik.
Say it together.
Yeah, it doesn't say that, but it's Loshen Lemor, and we'll say it.
Perush Asa'u Parsha Zu B'Torah
Shabbat.
Like the explanation is that Sha'asa'u Parsha Zu B'Torah Shabbat. Like that this parsha will be done in the Torah Shabbat.
Yes. So this parsha, that this whole parish that we're saying will be done, it is in the Torah Shabbat. This whole revelation, everything we just mentioned, will come together through the Torah Shabbat. It's written Torah. Because what is really the written Torah? He's going to say now.
Shekol Torah Shemutav Shel Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Yeah.
Referring to all the Torah that's like
Shemosav, names of Hashem.
Shekol Torah Shemosav Shel Kadosh Baruch Hu. Like
Names of Hashem. The whole Torah is just names of Hashem. That's the Marsha says this. He's bringing this from the Marsha. It's based on the Chazal. The Marsha is a parish in Tosfos, but he's very deep. He's one of the Achronim. So he says the whole Torah, and he says even the Chazal. He says even that. Here it's saying, the first time we say the Torah Shemotzav, but it's Shmosav of Hashem. It's all different formations of Hashem.
Bnei Israel Asu Sirufim Elu B'Torah Shelamala. And Bnei Israel made for them this Sirufim Elu, like what's Sirufim? Like
Sirufim is different formations.
Formation, like
Yeah, we have Siruf. Yes, Soraf. My name's Soraf. Zav Soraf, goldsmith. Yeah, it's a smith. Someone who makes formations. Yeah, but that's not the point. It's not a smith. It's a formations. Hashem has different formations of Hashem Avaya. You can take the Yud Kevav K and move it in different formations. The Shemus have different formations, but they all, in the end, it's all Shemus. It's all Hashem, and it brings us back to that Hashem Echad.
And this is a very big thing. V'gam v'yamru le'mor b'chinat Torah shebal peh.
And also this Lashon,
idea is also speaking about a certain aspect.
when it says v'yamru le'mor, it doesn't just mean Torah Shabbat, but it also has an aspect of Torah Shabbat Peh.
Right.
Because in the end, we want to bridge everything. We want to bring everything together, not just the Torah Shabbat. We don't. It's Torah Achas. It's all one Torah. Yeah.
Liyot ne'marim divrei hashira b'kol yom. In order to be
saying these words of Shira every day.
Divrei hashira b'kol yom. So like in order to be like those who are saying this word every single day.
And then he brings his famous. Remember, we had this Rosh Hashanah last time.
Right.
Admor, Adon, Zachen, Moroni, Rabbeinu, Zachen, Bach. This is the fiduciary. Gaguim. Gaguim. Just deep desires. Gaguim. And it will remain forever.
Like he explains, Yashir Shehaya, like it will be.
Sloshin Shirayim, like it should remain with him. He changed it. It's a drasha on the word Yashir. The Shirayim, it should stay on you.
Shehaya lehem ga'aguim, it'll be like
A desire, this yearning, yeah. Shrurim Tamid. You'll be singing constantly. Like
Shurim is like
it could be Lashon singing or remain always. I need to ask one of these Chachamim over here when they come back. I'm not sure which one it is, but either one's pretty good.
It will stay like forever to be.
Yeah, it's going to stay with it. And the point is, the whole thing is, when you get these moments of highness and clarity, the challenge is, the Sfas is what he wants. It doesn't last long. So what he wants to help us is that it should stay with us. There should always be some Rashima. You asked me about my son's bris. Suddenly, I'm still there somewhat. There's a part of me that's still there with all those early people.
At my wedding, my Rebbe gave me a bracha. He said you should be zocheh to be b'simcha at your simcha.
Amazing.
Because so many people get bogged down and based with drama. We're making parents are mad, blah blah blah. But to be Simcha at your Simcha is not so pasha, right? Because you're dealing with logistics, you're dealing with,
a lot of
I don't want to offend this person, I want to hurt this person, whatever.
Why do you think they call you a Baal
Simcha? I want to do this.
Why is it Master of Simcha? Because the only way to get Simcha, you have to become a master.
Right, yeah.
Same with about Tshuva. How can you really be about Tshuva? You have to become a master of Tshuva. There's no easy way in, you've got to really go for it.
Okay, 10 minutes, let's finish this. We have a pasuk, ki ga'a ga'a, go'eh ga'a, right?
Yeah.
The pasuk that says, you will surely yearn, right?
Yeah, it's hard to translate Gaga. I don't know, it's like
Gaga.
It's like Gaiva of Hashem, it's like glory. We would glorify Hashem.
Okay.
Yeah, Gaga. The Romamus Kel is a concept that God is like elevated, like it's high up. Romamus, it's Roman. There's levels of fearing Hashem. There's Yiras Hashem, and then there's Romamus of Hashem. It's very exalted.
What is
fear, like awareness of Hashem? Efshar. It's impossible to understand the greatness of the exaltedness of Hashem.
It's impossible to grasp.
Yeah.
Rak masigin.
Hey, Gaga, he's so elevated. His glory.
It's impossible to grab these masigin.
Yeah.
The kol hasaga. That's
whatever misag, like when we started saying about he was, he is, he will be, we don't really understand how Hashem made creation from nothing and all these kind of high level misagim. It's above our misagim, our understandings.
V'kol hasaga shehu l'malam v'kol kach v'ata marom leolam yadecha ve'ilona. The
Eliona, He's
so much that it's
you are exalted forever. And your hand is in the higher realms.
Eliona.
So now he's going to explain what this means, Gaga. Yeah, it's like not gaiva, like in a positive gaiva, like a honor, like the honor, the strength. Yeah, exaltedness. Yeah, gaius and exaltedness.
It's not even possible until the future.
Yeah, we say Hashem Melech Gaius Lavish.
Right.
Hashem's glory is like clothed. Yeah, it's so beyond us. His honor, and he clothes himself in gaius, in his honor. He clothes himself. That's one of the sukkim we say every Shabbat. So Hashem Melech Gaius Lavish. Gaius Lavish.
He says, "Hu shehu Geya v'ram v'nisa mikol hashgotenu."
Hasagotenu. From all our understandings. His glory and high ram is like high up there.
Things that we can't even really understand.
No sir, but and he's above all our understandings. And now he's going to bring a sefer. You know the sefer? Kol Simcha. I actually had this sefer. I don't know where it went, but it's from Simcha Bunim of Peshiska.
Ah, fine, okay.
It's his, but he was the same Masorah from Kotsk and goes back to the Yiddish Kodesh. The Yiddish Kodesh was and the Simcha Bunim, they were all connected, all Peshiska, the whole derech.
Sefer Kol Simcha Perush Chaya Sarah Ki beperish hamidrash.
Yes.
Gedal
Gedalta
me'od. Suratzo gedola mehatavla
Ein Sham.
ein sham.
Perish al P Mashu Nichbat. And he's going to explain this whole Perish of the Midrash. Gedalta Modi was elevated above Suroso, Gedola, and his formation is great. Mitavla from the form of go see over there exactly what that means, and he's going to say Al Pi Mashul Nichbad according to this, and he's going to now go into this mashul. We're going to a wise guy. He makes a vessel, a wondrous vessel. A wise dude, a wise guy makes a wondrous vessel.
And he was
praising it. The one who made the kli.
He was praising it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it comes this one guy.
This guy comes along and he says that the wisdom of this wise thing
is way
more wise from this artist.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Right? He says that it comes out via the hands of this kli.
You start to understand the greatness of this wise man. And then say that why? Because he understands much more than the guy who made this wondrous kli. You're like, wow, look at this kli. Yeah, but the wise guy understands that much more. Right. So now you can see how through the kli helps you give an insight. This vessel gives you an insight how wise really the wise person is. It's way beyond. Oh.
And this comes from all of the wisdom of the
creation.
Right? That we're able to recognize that Kodesh Baruch Hu is Ram v'Nisa Mikolzeh.
He's like elevated and lifted up above all this.
נמצא מה ששם גירין חוכמתו יתברך על ידי השגאותינו.
And we find from this that he's recognizing. He's like recognizing in his wisdom of Hashem Yisbarach. By means of his understanding. And then he realizes, and he's way above that. Yeah, this is just the kli. This is just the kli. Get the cleverness of the mashal. This is just the kli, and the umnos, the guy who made it was clever, yeah. But remember, there's a chochem way cleverer than that. So Hashem's way. This is just the kli. This is just the vessel. Hashem's way beyond that. So then it gives you an understanding like how great the wisdom of Hashem is, and that humbles us and it gives us a munah, and we start to see the plan of Hashem with Kriyat Yam Suf, the Lashon Asid, everything's going with this big plan and it's way beyond us. The wisdom of Hashem is much more than we can understand. And just by looking at my Gracious, we see this beautiful world. A lot of people sent me pictures today of this beautiful sunset. I don't know if you saw, but I was getting pictures from all different places, all at the same time, from family in Beit Shemesh, family in Netanya, family in Efrat. I was getting all these pictures. I'll show you on my phone. Endless pictures of just like how beautiful Eretz Yisrael is. Just now, just before the sunset, just today. And it's all just the clear Maaseh Bereshis. It's just a vessel. And then the one who's created it, how much wiser is he than this vessel that he created, this beautiful Kriya.
We have the eyes to see that vessel, that's like the key.
And then that brings us to this pasuk, Mashikosa Perish Goya. Now we start to understand how exalted Hashem was by the Yam Suf. How the ones started to open up a little bit. We saw, it says, by a maidservant saw it, Kriyat Yam Suf, a maidservant. She wasn't even like a Sedekus, she was just a maidservant. Maybe she was a Sedekus, being a maidservant, but she wasn't like married to Moshe Rabbeinu or whatever. She was a maidservant. She had a bigger nevuah at Kriyat Yam Suf than Cheskel ben Buzi had by Maaseh B'Klava.
Right.
That's what was the kind of revelation that took place at Yam Suf. The miracles of Hashem. What was we saying tonight? When did he do more miracles? By Mitzrayim it was etzba, finger, 10 miracles.
Right.
Yeah, and then they had the bottom had different shirim. There was actually more. There was more, but then there was a level there where it was beyond that. There was by Yam Suf it was 5. It was a whole yad. It was 5x. So whatever. So there was 50 miracles at Kriyat Yam Suf. I mean at Mitzrayim, according to one cheetah. 4 times that by 5 at Yam Suf, 250 by Yam Suf. It was an even bigger revelation happened by Kriyat Yam Suf. So this parsha in a way is continuing what we had last week, with Parshas Bo, into an even bigger miracle and the big kindness of Hashem to split the Yam, give us pieces of Yam, we get all this shefa. It says when you get married, it's as hard as finding a wife as Kriyat Yam Suf. All these things, Panasa, all these things start to open up. That Hashem's running everything. And it's a big chizuk. And this is very important, these concepts. To increase your appreciation for Shabbos and times of Simchas, where you start to attach yourself to a higher light, a light of La'asid. And every day when you're saying Az Yashir, to bring it into your Shacharis. I want to just tell you one segula that a Tzaddik told me. This Tzaddik here actually, the one I showed you that picture of that Tzaddik. Yeah, Rav Simaya, that Tzaddik there. See, he said that Kriyat Yam Suf, when you say every day, it gets rid of all the kitrukim, all the negativity that could be in your day just by saying your Kimana. And I watched the way he said it. He said it like 20 minutes or something every day just to say I was
See what he did after the davening?
No, he had a minion wait for him. And the whole davening was, I used to daven with him. I davened with him for a few years. I don't know how I managed to do this kind of high avodah. You can ask my wife about it one day, how she put up with me. But I was hanging around with holy rollers, like real deal daveners, real learners, all night, all day. And it was powerful to be around such people. And you start living in miraculous ways. I remember once, I had no money at one time. I came up to Az Yashir just about for bread and milk. And he said, don't worry, Hashem will take care of you. Anyway, during those times, one time I was talking to him about it, he looked down and it was $50. So on the floor of his office, just picked up and handed it to me. There you go, you got something. Yeah? And then he said, don't worry, I'll give it. I said, I don't want a bracha, I want money one time. I came to him. But, I didn't say that, but I was thinking it. So I got the bracha fine. So I came out home, went to the kollel the next day. I get a call from my wife at kollel and I answer it. She can't believe what just happened. Someone just brought around an envelope filled with thousands of dollars. Yeah? I said, who was it? A family member. Did we say anything to them? They knew nothing. They wanted to give their Meister girl to someone in learning. Thousands of dollars out of nowhere. Mabish needed it that day. I've got stories endless like this. We're living off miracles. I could testify. Even, in fact, I own a house in Yerushalayim. How did I manage being in the Torah world, learning, teaching, doing a few little jobs here and there? How did I manage to buy a house that's worth millions in Yerushalayim and I'm renting it out now in a brand new building in the central part of Yerushalayim? I don't know. It's a miracle. The whole thing is a miracle. And I could tell you stories after stories. And it's not like I'm a big business guy. It's a miracle. And there's so many things like this. And you start to live in this, bring it into your davening, Az Yashir, that Hashem can do anything. Hashem can bring you shefa, can take away your difficulties. You start tuning into that kind of spirituality that exists in the davening. But the only way you can do that though is you have to have these special times like Shabbat Shir, this Shabbos, where you get that extra focus on this parsha, or when you get to Shvi Pesach. Only when you get to those special times a year do you get that extra help to open up something like Az Yashir, the whole psukim, you start to really enter into that. And then you can bring it into the rest of the year. That's the whole thing. He's a big klalim in Chassidus, so I think it will help.
Okay, feel good?
Amen, amen, amen. Shall have a good Marav. It mentions it's Az Yashir. I mentions Kriyat Yam Suf in the. It mentions in Marav also.
I'm gonna come with an extra
energy tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning.
There's a Shem. Just think about it. Even an extra moment of thought makes a big difference.